This is a remarkable moment that we're in right now. We're struck by this split screen, what's about to happen here in Milwaukee at the same time as the sitting president is faced with this very difficult decision as he attempts to recover from COVID. How do we rationalize all of this, and how are you covering it?
Well, like you said, Joe, I mean, the events of the past few weeks have felt like years in many ways.
Yeah.
We went from Biden's disastrous debate performance to NATO leaders arriving in Washington, D.C. last week, President Biden getting up in a press conference saying that he was staying in the race. But at that time, he did open the door just a little bit where he said if someone could show him that there wasn't a path to win, that he would take it into consideration. Then we had the unexpected assassination attempt on Donald Trump over the weekend. The pick of J.D. Vance for vice president to really reach out to the working class in some of these swing states like Michigan. And here we are today now where people are starting to ask whether or not there is a path for Biden to win. We've been hearing from people time and time again these past few days that there are more states on the map that are opening up. States like Minnesota, New Hampshire, even New Jersey or New York, some people are talking about. So I think that's what's really changed over the past few days.
So given how much has changed, and listening to you, Peggy, describe what we have all witnessed in the last few weeks, I feel like I have more gray hairs on my head just thinking about it. It is. And the question it raises on this night of all nights is how Donald Trump reacts to all of this, not just the attempt on his life from this past weekend, but the knowledge that it may not actually be Joe Biden, potentially, that he is up against in November. How are we likely to see him speak about that this evening?
Well, on the one hand, he does pledge to preach a message of unity, right? We take that with a grain of salt. If you look at the program, you've got speakers like Dana White and Hulk Hogan there, right? Which gets to the moment, the seminal moment from Saturday when he got up from the assassination attempt, urging the crowd to fight, 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 right? So this seems to be on theme, at least from that point. We'll see how he messages and threads the needle with a unity message there. The campaign for the last couple of weeks has pivoted more toward Kamala Harris, right? We've seen them deploy the same strategy that they used in the early days of Ron DeSantis's deliberations as to whether or not he would enter the primary campaign, starting to test out some of the attacks, nicknames, seeing what sticks, etc. So they're starting to set their sights on her in some ways.
That's pretty remarkable. You're in touch, obviously, with Mar-a-Lago, and you interviewed Donald Trump along with a couple of your colleagues. Nancy Cook was on with us, who also took part in that Business Week interview. And that was quite a romp. You guys went for 90 minutes talking about this. Are we going to get a speech that's like a rally that goes for an hour and a half tonight, a stem winder, or is this carefully scripted, carefully choreographed?
I think we're going to get a little bit of both, but if my money would be on a stem winder. For the last,
we're going off the paddles tonight.
Yes, for the last 3 days, Donald Trump, he survived an assassination attempt. He's come out and made appearances each night at the RNC convention, and he hasn't spoken. You have to, while he was taking in all of this adulation, you have to imagine that he was, as we know, drawing off of that energy, coiling in some ways. We're going to get that recoil tonight.
Wow.
Well, it'll be interesting as we consider our audience here on Bloomberg TV and radio to hear what he has to say about, frankly, our audience, the business community, given J.D. Vance, his vice presidential nominee, had this to say during his speech in the RNC last night.
Wall Street barons crashed the economy and American builders went out of business. As tradesmen scrambled for jobs, houses stopped being built. The lack of good jobs, of course, led to stagnant wages. We're done, ladies and gentlemen, catering to Wall Street. We'll commit to the working man.
And he said similar things more than once, Peggy, that they're in it for the working man, not big business or Wall Street. So how should big business and Wall Street be looking at Donald Trump's speech tonight?
Well, I think that theme of populism and the working class is clearly what they're going to lean into because they see the economy as one of their strongest issues. Even though under Biden, it's been one of the best times to find a job and unemployment is near record lows, what people are telling us over and over again is they're still going to the grocery store, they're still going to the gas pump, and prices feel higher. So I think they see that opportunity. But also, you can expect potentially for Donald Trump to lean in on his tax policy as well, which for business will be something they'll take note of. Lower taxes and certainty around that under Donald Trump could be something that while they're leaning into the working class on one side, big business sees an opportunity on the other.
Yeah.